Hi, Ansel here again, and in this instance we're going to cover home folders. A home folder is essentially a dedicated folder that one can use to store documents and use to back up files easily. It can be shared between various users on a network. So for example, if a supervisor or the head of a department makes a change to a particular document, that document can be accessed from that particular home folder, or some like to refer to as a shared folder, that they can access it and also make changes and so on, which would allow others to access. The rights can be set so that one could just view, or you can actually have the permissions so that you can actually make changes, add and remove as such. So let us now create our home folder, and we're going to use two client machines in Windows 2007 and 2008. First I'm going to create another new user, so that we can view how both can log on to two independent machines and have access to this home folder. So firstly, let's go to Start, Administrative Tools, Active Directory, Users and Computers. We already have the user profile Jane Doe set up under the domain adj.local under users. So we're going to right click and say new user, first name John last name Doe, logon name. We're actually creating a user profile, and next your password convention. It's uppercase, lowercase, and number and a special character. Retype. And for the purpose of the tutorial, we're going to remove the must change password at next login and just set it to never expire. Click next. We're going to see the full name, the logon name, and the password, and click finish. So we have the two users, Jane Doe and John Doe. Now let's actually create our home folder. So we're going to start my computer, go onto the C drive, and we're going to create a new, right click, new folder, and we're going to call this home folder. Simple enough. So here it is, we would have created our home folder. Now we need to give access to our two users, Jane and John Doe. So we're going to right click, share, or you can click on the share button on top, share, and we're going to give permissions to both users. So we have Jane Doe, which we're going to add. To the extent the permissions, you would have to read, to write, and both. And we have John, which we're going to add, and give the same permissions level. You say share, and done. So within the folder, we have the two users, Jane and John Doe, who have permission to access the folders. Now, for further configurations, let's double check on the folder and go to the link. So the folder is located on the C drive, home folder. We're going to copy this so as to configure the part at which the users will have to route in order to get to the folder. So I can copy that. We now go back to our Active Directory, Users and Computers, where we have both John and Jane Doe. right? On the profile, let's do John Doe first. Right click, properties. We go into profile, and on the local path, remember John Doe in the previous tutorial, Jane had a profile path where it was roaming, where she can go between multiple PCs or machines on the network. However, John cannot do that. In this instance, we're actually going to give him access via the home folder. So we're just going to paste that link there, which is the path to the C drive home folder. Apply and OK. Jane, right click, properties, profile. See Jane Doe, it's a roaming profile. And we're going to paste that link in there also. And OK. So here it is. One, we would have created the profile, the folder, sorry, created the profile for John Doe, created the folder, and we gave access by way of sharing. Now let's just log on and do our test. We have Jane Doe. Let's now give access to that folder. So let's go to Start, My Computer, Map Network Drive, and we can choose a drive. Let's go to H for home, and nothing there. So let's browse. Network, server A, and that was server A is the actual folder or the actual server for the DC in which we created the home folder. And you have home folder and say OK. So, and finish. Folder is empty. Let's go back. So now you have a home folder created with the network location. If you want, we can go back in, right click, new. Let's create a text document. Test 1. Let's just close that. Let's now log into our Windows 8 client server, and this is John Doe, password, wait for the configurations. Okay, I'm going to repeat. This is Start, My Computer, C drive, Map Network Drive, and we're going to configure for the home folder H, browse, network, server E, home folder, OK, and finish. And here it is within that particular drive. Let's just close this. So make sure you now have a network location for home folder on H drive, and you have your test document automatically coming up. Let's just double check on that because it had nothing in it. Right to confirm Yes, you want to save the changes. And we can go back to our Windows 7. That was a change made on the Windows 8 server by John Doe. We can go to our Windows 7 machine and go to the home folder where you had test 1 created by Jane Doe, and you have right to confirm. Within that folder we have a new folder, and we could go new manuals, and another one, new folder, yes, system and procedures. And this is on our Windows 7, and when you go across our Windows 8, you have new folder, systems and procedures. Naming convention didn't change. Rename manuals, and we see it change there. So automatically, again, we now have folders that can be shared within 2 users or multiple users on a network without having the profile roaming, but access granted to both. This is the end of this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned.